Katlego ka thulaganyo ya rena tumela Botswana the breakfast show. Re tsene mo pisanong ya rena ya ntlha mo mosong on a very exciting one as we're looking at creative voices of Botswana. And creative voices, we don't mean just audio, right? Sometimes the visual voice speaks more than you can even imagine. And through that, we can see it through our paintings. Something rona we hold very dear mo Botswana, ke how our paintings can come from, you know, those rock paintings to now having our artists go all over the world, showcase their work and learn art in its educational form and bringing it out to us. Today we've got a very, very, very important and gorgeous painter. She's with us to let us know about her journey in the world of art. Katlego Twala. Katlego, hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. I love how painters have this very lazy affair voice. It's like, does it come with the paint? All right, thank you so much for joining us on the breakfast show. I want to know who you are, who Katlego is, your journey as an artist. When did you decide, okay, I want to do art? And just tell me about your journey from noticing you have that artistic hand and then where you got to now.
Yeah, so my journey started Bonington. At first, I really didn't want to do art. I've always been creative, but I just didn't know that art is the thing that I want to do with my life. So at Bonington, there was a better form that you had to kind of pick your optional subjects. And at the time, I wasn't really paying attention. So then I just settled for art and commerce instead of HE and French, which were my first options. From there on, I don't remember ever wanting to stay away from the easel. It's been like a very strong love affair from jump.
And most people you see, or we have conversations with, they love art. A teacher just saw the little bit of artistic nature in them and then helped them get to that point. But you went beyond that. You actually went to study art, right? Tell me about choosing art as a major, as something now that you want to study. And how many years did you study art?
Yeah, so for me to even make the decision to make art my career, my mom was the one who was actually encouraging me. I was very, very hesitant because I never had contact with a Botswana artist that had really made it that big, you know, as much as I did want to be. So I took a gap year and I went to the Swedish Academy of Realist Art in Sweden. Upon being there and getting to see my teachers be very successful, I thought to myself, if he was able to do this, I don't see why I can't. So then from there on, I transferred to the Barcelona Academy of Art, which I spent 4 years. So in total, that's 5 years.
And you've been around the world, right? How did you manage to keep your authenticity? Okay, nake Katlego, I may be in Barcelona, maybe in Sweden, I may be learning from all these worldly artists. But how do I keep Katlego in me and then have showcase it through my art?
I mean, my family, I have a really, really strong foundation. I'm very, very family oriented. So even when I was there, it was very, very normal for me to hop on a call with my brother, with my mom, with my sister, with my cousin. And I held that very close to me because even the art industry, it can really sway you, you know, you need a really strong foundation to ground you. And now for me, my family and my mom, especially my mom, has always been kind of the backbone of most of the decisions that I make in my life.
All right. You are mainly on oil painting, right?
Yes.
Realism.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a couple of pictures and we're going to see them. And then you're going to explain to me some of these because I had a very strong reaction and to some of your the paintings that you've done. And look at them and then just let me know a little bit about your process and what story you want to tell through these images.
Yes. So how I studied is that we would have a live model and I would paint them from life. So some of these are done from life.
Okay.
And then the others are done from family photographs. So there is one particular painting. This is Ade. This is Nana. That's my mom as a young kid.
Yes.
And this is my cousin. And this is my aunt and my brother. So my theme in my work really oscillates from the matriarch and family dynamics and how can I mesh this deeply classical training that I learned with Botswana, how we grew up and just what a mother represents.
Oh, wow. That's so beautiful. And now bringing it back home, I mean, what's the reaction of your art, Botswana? We always see a lot of animal paintings. Now seeing this beautiful realism in a classical way, you know, from the world, actually. This is now the blueprint of what art started with. How reaction Botswana with it?
I've been well received for the most part. I haven't had that much criticism. Of course, it's something very different, and I would get questions as to what drew me to this, where did I study. But all in all, it's been very positive and very affirming. I feel like people can really relate to the mother being the central aspect of their life and the leader in their family. So that's one of the main things that I see people kind of find solace and comfort in, that, oh, Linda, I do have a mom who is actually my matriarch, you know?
And you're giving a piece of yourself through your art with that, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
expressing your love for her with
Exactly,
that. I
exactly.
love that. Let's talk about your awards now. You know, the Toyota Show Award, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
All right,
thank
tell me a
you.
little bit about that and how you became part of now. Okay, now I want to be award winner, not just an artist, not just painting, not just showing my work, but now I want to be like, I'm going to apply and I'm going to get accreditation from now people seeing that. And how was that moment when you won that award?
It was really affirming, you know. I'm very, very grateful. Being the youngest out of all the winners is so affirming. And after only graduating in 2024 and this happening so
Sorry, everything
earlier,
is like, okay,
yeah.
I'm on the right path.
Yeah, it was very affirming, like, you know what, this is where I should be and this is where I belong, and my work has meaning and it has impact. Because how the competition was done, I didn't even apply. My name was submitted by a collector.
Okay.
So over 100 artists were submitted by collectors and curators, Mo Africa, and out of that 100, they were judged upon like the content of your work, how the meaning, the context, and also technique. And out of the 100, I managed to make it to like the top 5. And then that's when I was awarded the Toyota Tsushu Award.
And that moment, I'm sure your mom was so proud.
Yes, yes, she was.
Did you cry? I
No,
love
I
ugly,
did.
ugly cries, right? I always believe that everybody has to have an ugly cry moment.
Yeah, no, I did cry. I was very, very happy. When I got the email like, hey, you've been nominated, I was a bit shocked. I didn't even think it was real, because I was like, there's no way that this early on I would have such an immense recognition. But when I won, it was like, okay, I belong.
You
for her.
belong.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it back now. Let's bring it back home as the world of art in Botswana, creative in Botswana. Do you think you getting that education in art made a huge impact in where you are and how you see art as a medium altogether or as a business altogether?
Yes, yes, for sure. I think it made me respect art and respect the business of it, and to see it as like a good investment. You know what I mean? If I was still here, I would have still thought of it as a hobby, but going there and being able to see the level and the quality of the art and also how people treat it, it's a very valuable thing, you know, that I feel as though here maybe we're still a bit komorago in terms of respecting work and respecting art, and also not seeing it as just this decorative thing, but as a way to document time and like history and like what's going on in Botswana or in the world or wherever you are as an artist.
So, there's other artists that explore yourself. This is what I've learned around the world, and you are here at this platform. You're speaking on behalf of all the artists. What direction can you say that, okay, now we need to start looking and pivoting in the right directions when it comes to art, respecting art and showing our art?
Yeah, for me, I think for artists, I would encourage them to really deeply research what is that they want to talk about. You don't have to paint in the most realistic way. All you have to do is make work that matters. And for you to know if it matters, it's if it speaks to you and if it speaks to a larger concern or a larger thing in society. And for people, I would encourage people to collect and to also engage with the arts, go to shows. If you can't collect, you can go to shows, attend exhibitions, you know, get to know your local artists, get to know about that process, you know, book a studio visit if they do have a studio or wherever they practice, you know, have a deep respect for the arts. It's not just a hobby or something that you do on the side. It is a very lucrative business that I feel as though if we were to kind of take note of this, a lot of things wouldn't be as bad as they are. We would have a lot more people employed in the arts.
And people are buying art out there in the world.
Yeah, no, they are. They are.
People are buying art, and one day you want to see your piece in a collector's item, you know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the challenges, though, that we know that, okay, Botswana, maybe people don't respect art, and we will get there. I mean, these conversations pave way to that. But what are some of the challenges that we're putting? Okay, here and here, there, these are some of the things that I had to overcome.
I think for me, it's more on the production aspect. It's so difficult for me to source my materials here. I often have to import, and it's a huge thing, get the import tax that I have to pay. Yeah, and also the timelines and how soon can I get my material here so I can work. But apart from that, I think I haven't had that many problems. Yeah.
Katlego, we don't have much time left, but I want you to leave us with a a bit of inspiration to our young artists out there that want to be where you are, or just want to take the route where they start to live through art and, have that voice to say, this is how I express myself.
Yeah, I would urge them to really believe in what they have to say and to really take that time also as far as making your work. Don't rush to make a body of work. Take your time, do the research, ask your family, your peers, okay, how can I really grow, and learn as much as possible from everybody around you. Yeah.
All right, what's next for Katlego Twala? What can we look forward to in the next coming months or the year?
Yeah, I have a few exhibitions scheduled this year. I have the opening of the award is going to be in Palais de l'Homme in Togo, and then also in Japan as well, and I have other exhibitions planned along for this year.
All right, and if we want to get in contact with you, get to see your art, get to appreciate you, how do we do that?
You can visit my website, www.kcltwala.com.
All right, I love it, just the website, and then we can get it, but also social media, there.
Yeah, even KCL Twala under all social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Katlego, thank you so much for joining us. We absolutely love your art, and we love what you're doing. We really do wish you all the best, and we can't wait to have you coming back here with more great news of what you've been doing in the world of art.
Thank you.
As we explore the creative voices of Botswana, as you can see, the voice doesn't just come it also comes through art, and it's them sharing their story with you, inspiring you, and that's the best way we can do it, is keep supporting our artists. From here, let's go find out what's happening with the news at 7. Good morning.